How y'all doing? Such a pleasure to be with you all here today. We have a pleasure of working with Inclusivity. We partner with them. They do an amazing seminar talking about mental health. Today, we're going to be focusing on primarily the issues that happen between social media. So, Shelby, Caitlin, do you mind just talking about a little bit about your organization before we get started, and then we'll roll from there.
Yeah, so first, I want to thank you so much for allowing us to be here. My name is Shelby Hicks. I'm a second-year psychology pre-med major, leadership studies minor, attending the illustrious Hampton University. And I am a co-founder of Inclusivity. And where our goal is to basically educate the community on social issues as well as mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual health.
Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin Simmons. I am a second-year sociology major, leadership studies minor from Hampton University, and I'm also a co-founder of Inclusivity Bias Again.
Okay. Well, can I ask y'all something? Are y'all the real HU?
Of course.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know y'all went to Hampton graduate.
So are y'all the real HU or what?
You already know. Already know.
I don't even know why he even asked.
Exactly.
I'm just learning. So you guys, so we're gonna get this thing popping. You guys, you already know who it is. It's our 10 in the house. We're out here doing the work, you guys, by doing the action, by talking about real topics that happen in our community and things that we need to do to change it. So we're out here. We're gonna give everybody time to talk, and we're really gonna dive deep today. Okay. So let's first discuss what mental health is. Okay. So according to Urban Dictionary, everything black, everything black, I love it, is a person's condition with regard to their physical and emotional well-being. That's definition of mental health. That sounds about right, everybody?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So let's kick this off with our first question. How has social media affected you guys' self-esteem? How has social media affect you guys' self-esteem? Go ahead. Shelby.
Yeah. So social media has personally affected my self-esteem growing up. Before I officially came to my true self and being confident, I often looked at others on social media who seem like, they're living a good life, look good, and from that, it sometimes affected me because I've been bringing the element of comparison. And as they say, comparing is the thief of joy. So because of that, it played with my confidence for a while until I realized, as you get older, you realize social media, that's just it. It's just how it looks.
Absolutely. I agree with everything you just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know social media, it kind of affected me trying to compare where I'm at in life with other people where they're at, as far as like I see people flashing money, going on trips every weekend, having a new car, and I'm like, so what are you doing that I'm not doing? And I feel like I'm slacking or something. I need to be doing more. I'm not doing enough. But at the end of the day, I had to realize that I just started in adulthood. So it's not realistic. And that's what we got to realize when it comes to social media. It's not realistic. Expectations.
Oh, go ahead, Caitlin.
Sorry, just to add on, it's like social media, to me, I feel like, especially Instagram is like, because literally almost all the pictures are staged. Like, they take time out of their day, like, oh, that's a nice Ferrari. Let me go take a picture of someone else's Ferrari. So I feel like Instagram is a scam, because not everybody, like, it's not what it seems, but everyone wants to depict that they're living like a lavish lifestyle and stuff, when in reality, they're probably like living in the basement of their like mom's home, trying to, scramble to get by and stuff. So
yeah. Hey, you ain't lying. You ain't lying at all.
Literally. I've witnessed it firsthand. People flash, they done got one little paycheck. You take the paycheck out, flash it and everything, knowing good and well that money finna get spent and you about to be re-broke. Like, stop playing. But on social media, everybody think they got money.
Kiana, go ahead.
One thing I was about to say, definitely social media affects self-esteem with the amount of likes, especially with Instagram. chime with Caitlin, the amount of likes that, you know, you get for a picture. I know that definitely affects a lot of people. You know, you post a picture, you don't get that many likes. Oh, why isn't everyone liking my pictures? Or, you know, you see a one person, you know, they post a certain pose, or they get this many likes. So that's definitely a part of the self-esteem of how you post your pictures, especially with females. You know, they pose half naked, you get like 10,000 likes. You post normal clothes, regular, you get like 50 likes. So that's definitely a big part of social media that definitely affects women and also males as well too. You have to look a certain way in order to get an amount of likes.
Yeah, I would say like kind of going into that as well, like not just likes, but also your followers, comments, all of that stuff. Because I feel like, I mean, a lot of people pay for followers, and it's obvious because if you have like 60,000 followers and you're only getting like 1,000 likes, something's not right. And something's not adding up because I don't know for everybody else, but for me, like when I'm scrolling down, I'll like, you know, just pictures of people, you know, that I know or anything like that. So it's easy to get a like, I feel like, with a lot of things like that. But just seeing those numbers definitely makes people feel a lot self-conscious about things like that. And then even with posts, like Caitlin said, having things be staged, like with food, sometimes I catch myself like trying to find a perfect picture of food. I'm like, it does not have to be perfect. Let me just post this stupid picture and go. Like, yeah, I think it definitely plays a role in the self-esteem.
Piggybacking off of what Kiana said, was that as far as the likes and girls being half naked, I think that's something that I most definitely would want to speak on, because I always knew I was different growing up. And for me, I was not comfortable walking out like that. Like, I mean, it's nothing wrong with that, but just me personally, I've always been more of a conservative person. And I feel like a lot of females our age think that, oh, I have to dress this way in order to be, you know, classy or sexy or whatever. And it's like, no, like there is a way to have a median for those girls who are conservative, you know what I'm saying, to be conservative, cute, and sexy. And I just think that that's something that a lot of females our age, like, we need to start reiterating. Like, don't change. If you're conservative, you don't have to change that just to get some more likes. And that's something, even on my page, I'll look, you know, if I'm wearing something, let's say a long dress, you know, I might get more likes than if I'm completely covered from head to toe, you know? So I just think that's interesting as well.
Okay. I like that, y'all. Hey, I like the first topic. I love it. So we got that. So cool. Okay, so now I want to ask you guys this.
Hold on, Chris. What about you?
Oh.
Because you're a male. We need a male's perspective. How has it affected you?
To be honest with y'all, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Until I got to this doing this nonprofit organization type of stuff, I wasn't really on social media like that. You know, so I really don't care what people do on the social media, because like what all y'all say is fake. You know, I'm not worried about, that's just me. I'm not worried about what you doing. You know, like, okay, I know it may sound mean what I'm about to say, but if, let's say, a famous rapper dies or something like that, people be crying, all that stuff, that's not gonna be me. Because he wouldn't die, or I mean, he wouldn't be crying if you died. You know, people be so caught up in these figures like that. That's just me. I don't, you know, if you ain't messing my pockets or my family, my friends, I ain't got nothing to do with you. That's just, you know, I hope you good. I respect you. I hope, you know, nothing happened to you. But me personally, I don't really care. But I mean, I would say, if I really want to dive into it, y'all talk about the likes thing, I would say sometimes it's easier for, and it's true, a light-skinned brother to get more reception sometimes than dark-skinned brother. You know, it's going back to light-skinned, dark-skinned thing, which is horrible, but it's true. You know, so that's one thing too that maybe I would say me just viewing it, you know, all my time, just understanding like, hey, maybe if I was light skinned sometimes, maybe I could do this, you know what I'm saying? Or you know, this is a perception of it, you know, so that's what y'all.
Chris, that's a whole different topic. Light skin, dark skin. You might need to do a segment about that.
Y'all want to get into that? I mean, it's kind of like, it ties into it. I mean, we can talk about it, but, well, you know what? Let's talk about it. Because you know why? So look, this is perfect. Boom. Thank you, Nia. I appreciate you doing that. Thank you. So the next question, topic, whatever you want. The question is, let me go back to it, make sure I have it right. Okay, so the question is, how does the image of social media affect your perception of life? And you know, we can talk about the light skin versus dark skin thing too, but you guys start off with that. Anybody want to start off? I don't got to start off. Anybody? Shelby?
Yeah, It affects your perception, I feel like, in two ways. First of all, the first way, going back to kind of like the light skin, dark skin thing that you guys were talking about, it's almost like depicting, I mean, just now I feel like we're becoming more aware of it and calling it out. But for a while, it was like the depiction of almost beauty being that light skinned, curly haired, long, curvy girl. And I think that seeing that and seeing how even back in school, the light skins always got the attention. You know what I'm saying? So just those types of things can really, with especially me being a darker skin tone female, that sometimes can kind of play with your perception until you have to realize, every shade is beautiful. Same with men, light skin and dark skin. Like Chris was saying, a lot of times light skinned men may get more of that, just because they're light skinned. And I say the second way that affects your perception is the idea that you have to be doing X, Y, and Z in order to be classified as living. So I would say, like you guys are saying, taking trips every weekend, those types of things. And a lot of times we don't actually highlight the important stuff of like investing your money and financial literacy and those types of things, because it's not glorified on social media. So if I'm sitting up here saying, oh yeah, I'm investing X amount of money to put into, buy real estate or this nonprofit, which can, take, people look at it as that like, oh, that's boring. It's like, no, it's like I'm trying to help my kids and future generations. So that's the two I feel like it affects.
Real quick, I love what you just said, because I was just about to do a post on Facebook. I was about to say, I hope people celebrate athletes as much as they do people when they say about to start a business or when they about to start a nonprofit or something like that, because we don't sometimes in our community. I'm a former athlete. I'm not. I played college football. I went. So I get it. I understand. But I also understand that sometimes in that world, that coaches and people like that only try to make us seem like we're only football players or basketball players or lacrosse or whatever we are. We're only players and we're not people. So and I really try to push, especially my young kids I have, is that this game is a business. They don't care nothing about you. The higher you go from middle school to college to the pros, let you do something crazy. Let your grades slip. They can give you a tutor, but that tutor ain't gonna keep coming. Or that, it's a lot of stipulations that people put in front of you. So I'm glad you said that, and we need to, as a community. I'm not trying to say we need to stop liking so much athletes when they do something like that. But we need to change the frame and make it popular for businesses to highlight. People should retweet, I started my own business. Hey, brother, good. You know what I mean? We should do that. That helps build the economic engine in the African American community. That's what we need. We need the economic engine to go back. People, everybody want to be a rapper. Let's be real with it. Let's be real. Still costs a lot of money. So those people in the rappers, they on the street all night. They're in the street all day clicking that dough, and at nighttime they're paying for that studio. So really, 9 times 10, unless you're making big money, you're not making no money for it. But what you see on TV, little baby, these fake chains on, or stuff like that, not fake, but people buy it. They rent chain. Not saying I don't know him.
That stuff is real. That's real money.
You know what I'm saying? But you got all these $100 million chains on, but then you bankrupt next month. So that's the problem, and that's something that we really have to change. I'm glad you brought that up. So
even just like how you had pointed out a few months ago, Chris, you was like, why are we losing followers? Like, how are we losing followers? And we're a nonprofit organization. What we're posting on our pages, our events, which was the cleanup events, our Sunday scrubs, and motivational like quotes and things like that. People were unfollowing us from posting these things, but I bet you the chick that was twerking in her Fenty lingerie, I bet you she was getting follows, not unfollowed, but somebody who's trying to educate people and trying to spread awareness, we're getting unfollowed. So for me, perception in social media is really confusing because, again, I don't know what's real. I don't know what's fake. I don't understand how people like accept certain things, but look down on other things. Like, social media is super confusing to me, and really only I use it for is like business wise and to go on there to laugh, because at this point they done turned social media into something different. I don't know.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I think it's important to like really be careful with who you follow, what you like, and like what specific things you're looking at. Because even if you look on like the explore page, everybody's explore page looks differently depending on what you like, depending on what you spend most time looking at. I don't know if y'all saw what is it called? Social Dilemma or something like that on Netflix, about how they do they collect that data and all of that stuff, and it's used to basically curate something to keep you on Instagram. So whatever you're like looking at or whoever you follow, that's what you. Yeah.
Oh man, it works too, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it works because I be on Instagram trying to like find somebody's page to show somebody something, and then I end up looking at weaves and food. I'm like, yo,
literally.
Why am I still scrolling? I did not come on this for this.
No, for real. I would literally go on Instagram looking for somebody. Next thing you know, I'm like, what are you Instagram looking for? Like, what? So you really use that data to basically keep you on there, but really you have to like be specific with what you want to see. When I went on my like explore page and said like, I don't want to see stuff like this, I don't want to see that, and I refreshed it, it was a whole new thing. I saw business information, tips on, stuff on ways to get better with your mental health and, stuff like that. So it's really important to pay attention to what you're looking at, to what you liking and all of that, because Instagram, all the social medias, they're plotting, and whatever they can do, whatever can keep you focused. Because of course, you hear about something negativity sticks in our like brains, and that's something that people are really catered towards. So if you seeing somebody fighting and you're like, oh, that's real interesting, or somebody say something about the baby, Megan Thee Stallion, whatever it is, and everyone's talking about it, that's what's going to be like on your feed. But if you just like throw it away, be like, I don't want to see all that, and then you'll see something else, you'll start to see your feed change a little bit. But I feel like that definitely changes how other people see basically social media, and then how that affects how they see the world.
Just to touch what Nia said real quick, like we've been losing followers too. Like we've been on like 530, 525, and then going back and forth from like the last one. And then we're just like either going to like what's up? Like posting all this informative content, like what people like not learning in school, and unfollowing guys and stuff. So it's really confusing because it's like it shows that we're trying to make it so it's like appealing to like all the young population. So interesting, like you got to be able to adapt to to stay in the loop. And it's challenging when people are playing with our emotions like that, because it's like, oh, if we get followers who are like, oh yeah, we're doing it good, and then we lose followers and we're like, what are we not doing right? So
honestly, I feel like when you're doing the best you can do, you're putting good content up, losing followers is a sign that you are doing very well. Because in 2020 and these days, a lot of people like to be ignorant. They rather be ignorant than have knowledge, you know what I'm saying? And it's more comfortable for them to be able to settle in a very small space. So when we're trying to feed knowledge to them, it's like scary a little bit. It's like, I don't want to take my time. I don't feel like remembering or even knowing these things. I just want to live life, party, have fun, and do what I'm doing. So I think it's the part where people feel like they're safe being ignorant, and that's why us putting out this content, they're not liking it. It's like, I want to be reading all the time. Like when we putting posts out, you gotta read. I ain't trying to read. I just want to look at some booty. Like that's what it is.
We on a mission, y'all. So it don't even matter. We're a new age. So people need to change. As simple as that. If people say Black Lives Matter, this is the thing that killed me. If Black Lives Matter, that means you got to change too. You can't wait for the government, police reform or something like that. If you want change, then you have to start being changed. Stop being trifling. Stop throwing stuff on the ground all the time, because nobody picking that stuff up. It's just sitting there and it's being decay. Stop being trifling with your children. I was a teacher, y'all. Parents will legit smoke a J before dropping their kids off. And mind you, my school was in like a community, so they wasn't going so far. So it's all about choices. Black people, we gotta make better choices. You gotta stop. You gotta stop thinking about owning the street. You don't own. You don't own that street. You don't own no property. You just out there sitting out there all day. Oh, you got this? Boom. Okay, bet. Like, why would you like? How is that going to help us move forward?
And throwing all that stupid stuff on social media, making the kids think that it's cool to be sitting out on the streets in the corners, throwing their stuff out, smoking. Like, kids thinking it's cool. That's cute and stuff.
Like I have literally, like I even know some people who, I mean, smart as a whip, like went through school 4.0, everything to literally not, and I understand. I personally am a believer of, if you have a plan and you decide not to go to school, that's fine because you're on your grind, you have a plan, you're doing something. But I have literally seen people who are smart, I mean, just got it like that, intelligent, who drop out of school to do nothing. Why? Because that's what they see and that's what they think is cool. And in my opinion, I just believe it, you are blessed enough with the talent of being good in school. That means you have potential to really take yourself somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So just, I try to encourage everybody, like, put it into something. If music is what you want to do, okay, fine, that is cool. Then that's what you need to be putting your passion into. But don't just be doing it because nothing else worked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, usually, like, I just think it's a waste when people are so talented and they just cut it because of what they see on social media. Like,
the key thing you said right there is the plan. As long as you got the plan, as long as you got something you're gonna do. I mean, college not for everybody. It's okay you don't go to college. It don't make you a failure. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean you're a failure because you didn't go to college. You know what I'm saying? It may be a little harder. I'm not gonna lie to you, but doesn't mean you're not able to live your best life. You know what I mean? Entrepreneurship. Shoot, you can be an entrepreneur and do something. So it's always ways, and that's something we stress to anybody who's watching this thing, is that tell your cousin, tell your friends, man, that you have to do better. You watching this thing, you have to take the initiative and say enough is enough. If you're tired of all the killings, if you're tired of going all these visuals, if you're tired of just everything, the bad educational system, the bad infrastructure, if you're tired of it, then do something about it. Stop waiting. That's wrong with the black people. We want to wait, want this, want that, but don't want to put no work into it. We want to keep giving the government checks all the time. Am I lying? I hope. I'm not trying to offend nobody at all, because I understand. If you got rob Peter to pay Paul, I get you. I understand. But that you got to change the cycle. You got to do something different. That's just how. I don't know. We got to do something different. All right. Let's get back. Oh, Nia, somebody has something?
Yeah. So I did some research on social media and effects it has on our mind. I'm reading it to my phone. Basically, it said that social media was created. When we go on it, it releases a dopamine, so it gives us a feel good feeling. And it said, but with that, it's linked to pleasurable activities like sex, food, and social interactions. But while we're on social media, it takes that away from us, the social interactions and things like that. So with that being said, social media causes anxiety, depression, feelings of sadness, dissatisfaction, frustration, loneliness, and everything like that. And so it said 96% of adults and 81% of teens in the US today have depression and anxiety from social media. And I'm going back to the teens and stuff. That's, first of all, both of them is more than 50%. So if that's being said, is social media, is there any positivity in that? Should we even be using social media?
That was the next topic. I was going to say, is it beneficial or not? That's what we're going to
I say it has its pros and cons, because social media, it definitely brings awareness. Because there's some things I have not seen, like businesses, hairstylists. I find people that do makeup that I never knew in the community that that helps and that does stuff with social media. So social media definitely brings awareness to certain businesses, people that you don't know within the community. However, it's what people post. So I just feel like you have to be you have to be self-aware of, you know, who is posting, you know, research who you're like looking up. That's the one thing. Do your research, look at the reviews, like how Amazon. I'll make sure I look at the reviews, make sure I'm buying a certain product that I know is going to be the right fit for me. Yeah.
But then again, if we go to if we use Google or something, we can find businesses from Google. We can find businesses on Amazon where we could buy people. Like even our website, we're planning on having all Black-owned companies on there. People will be able to search that. So that's a platform right there, but it's not social media. It's a website. So if we could find these businesses and things and networking other ways than social media, is like, does social media really serve a good purpose
I think it does.
without the businesses being in it?
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it does, because I mean, while you can connect with other organizations and stuff like that on Google, you still can, like, you're able to kind of connect with them a little better on a social media platform, because you're able to message them, you know, have that personal or interpersonal feeling. But kind of outside of the businesses, I think it does help people feel a little bit more relatable when people post stuff that's actually real. So when someone says, you know, I just suffered through a panic attack, or I just had this, and they're just telling their story, people can actually read that and say, wow, like, I'm not the only one going through it. And being able to connect on real circumstances, or be able to obtain real education and not this misleading fake stuff that's out there, I think it does serve a purpose in that way. But when we feed it junk, then I think that's where the harm comes in.
Yeah, I agree. Most definitely. I think the reality is as far as like just like marketing of your business and getting it out there, social media is a good platform, because that's honestly where everybody is. And I do believe that as like, you know, younger adults, we have to realize and we have to prioritize our mental health and how we feel first. You know what I'm saying? So there are some days where I'm just like, yeah, I'm not even gonna get up here today just because, you know what I'm saying? So like you guys are saying, also what you look at, your explore page and that type of thing, you need to make sure that it's positive things, because when you feed yourself positivity, you feel positive. It's a cycle. What you think is how you feel and how you act. So we also have to put the onus on us to make us realize this isn't real. I'm gonna keep on what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Well, listen, y'all. We're gonna definitely have a lot more talks on mental health and just being aware about all of this. Next week, we're gonna have a whole brand new topic, and we're gonna dive in deeper into mental health, because there's a lot of different areas that we could touch on other than social media. Social media is just something that we use constant every day, all day long. So that was good that we covered it. But definitely, we're gonna have people tune in next week to hear what we gotta say, and we're gonna come with some more information, some good stuff to talk about.
And just to plug in, next week's topic is about dating. So I think that'll be an interesting little thing to explore.
This week we're inclusivity 31 days. We're talking about like what men like, what women like. That's on Tuesday and Wednesday. If y'all want to tune in, we're gonna be on IG Live, and we got some good guests, so that'll be interesting too.
Cool.
That's what we got today. That's what we gotta do. We're gonna be there. We're gonna bring stuff together, you know. And it's such a pleasure to work with people like you guys who are serious, who have goals, who are really ready to do the work. You know, because like, you know, I'm a real person. You know, like some of y'all know, there's some people out here who doing this stuff but not really for the right reason. So it's good to see that we can partner with people who are doing the right things, who are great leaders, and who I'm so excited we able to partner. And Shelby came to our Sunday Scrubs event. She was our volunteer of the week, holiday volunteer of the week. So she had a little talk going on. So we definitely appreciate you guys, and we definitely going to keep working with you all. And I'm excited to keep talking, because you know I'm excited. Y'all are smart. Y'all smart. So I love it. I love it.
So that's the real HBCU education.
Huh?
That's the real HBCU education.
You know, hey, look, wait, hold up now. Now I know y'all might say something different, but I'm going to get there right now, grad school. So I'm kind of, you know, I'm in there kind of, you know, I'm in there. But I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Y'all gonna be mad at me, but I don't care. HU's in Howard, baby. HU.
Get out of here.
I didn't even go to Hampton, but like, boy, bye.
Look,
I was gonna say you lost us.
I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna go to Howard, but you know what kind of threw me off?
I was too.
Not Howard, the Hampton, but like that graveyard and all that right there. I came on a rainy day. I ain't like that. That didn't go well with me. You know, it's
Yeah,
A funny
I can
story.
understand.
Okay. I mean, there actually is bodies though. That's what they said.
I'm saying I gotta walk past. I gotta go to practice. I play football. I gotta go to practice right there every day. Walk to class by there. That's the practice.
As long as you see no ghosts, you should be good.
Howard didn't accept me.
Nah.
It's cool though.
Go ahead, Shelby.
A funny story is I went to Hampton. I was on like a HBCU tour, and I went to Hampton. And I was only there like at Hampton's campus for 10 minutes, but the only things that I saw was the graveyard and the church. And like with those two things, I was like, yeah, this is my school. And it's weird because it's just those two things, but like I love it. It's really pretty and stuff.
I'm glad you love it. Like the graveyard and that soldier. I love it. Hey, whatever gets you is what's gonna get you your education. I ain't mad at you. I'm happy you learn and get your education. Hey, I'm happy for y'all. So look, I love to see y'all smiling. I can't wait to continue doing it. And I'm excited. So you guys log in and see us back next time. This will be posted on Thursday. So if anybody have a chance to be on this call, we will see this on YouTube. And I'm excited. You guys do the work with you. I'm excited and let's go, man. Let's keep
The
going.
time is now.
Yeah.
Time is now.
Yeah.